Hello guys, welcome to another trade recap. Today we got along and it was a loser. I tried to trade the double break today on ES. I pretty much like this setup. I didn't went on the first entry over here. I just wanted to wait, and the reason for that was because I was seeing kind of like a divergent market today because NQ broke the highs and then it was pushing lower, giving the double break short, and then ES broke lower, giving the double break long. So I just wanted to wait a little bit more extra confirmation and more information, and we can see over here that pretty much price returned to overnight, and then we close above New York and just looking. Oh yeah, here we go. So you have a first interaction with overnight for first close, giving the first entry. And I think some of the people actually took this long over here and closed it over here, which that's a win for sure. And then I waited a little bit longer, got this move lower, then got the second close above here, and now we form a higher low. And I was like, okay, bet, bro, I like this. I think we can get the close over here. And I was looking for that, and I took this trade on one of my lucid fundeds and also my top step, and pretty much ended up minus 150 on both, which I mean it's perfectly fine, but it's just a really small loss. I initially I enter one micro over here, and then one thing I pretty much, I mean, the overall setup I think was good, you know. The issue was this ad over here. I think I got too ahead of myself on this ad over here, because price didn't even close above BWAP. So I had a second contract and now it was two contracts. And I just went small because I'm, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of ranges like this. Like this range over here is just like too tight for me. But I really wanted to get it a try just because it makes sense. We just overnight. Now we're going back to New York. The next target is gonna be opening range high, so it just made sense for me. And then since we didn't complete over here, I guess I just saw this as another opportunity. Okay, wait, let me just get into this because it gave me another opportunity to get in the longs, but ended up just taking the stop loss, which is perfectly fine. Like I think it was a good trade. The only thing, like I mentioned before, is just the ad. It was I got too excited, I guess, in a sense because I like the reaction from overnight. I was like, "Bet, bro, this looks really good." But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Then I was watching these two markups that I have over here. Now, I have been like, how do I say this? So, I don't want to say like study, but also think also counts like studying like value areas and the point of control and everything. And I have come to realization that I can probably look for this kind of setups over here. And I think on NQ was much cleaner. So let me just show you what I saw on NQ. Like I mentioned, NQ actually broke the high today. Pretty much diverging from ES. And then we push low over here from the higher low. Again, kind of holding New York, and then pretty much ended up just um providing the double break short today. So I was watching this on NQ. Um later, and I noticed that we have these equal lows over here with London and then this swing low over here. And if you have traded NQ before, you know that for NQ to have like perfect equal lows, that's really weird. Like that usually doesn't happen. And usually when that happens, it's gonna be a good draw on liquidity. And ES, I guess it's more common if I'm being honest. On ES we see it all the time, but on NQ it's just weird this happens. So now with this in mind, that I pretty much saw after the fact, and also because I was not really watching Q, for the sake of going short because the overall trend is higher. And actually, this is the second time that I record this, but I will just go um after splitting the NQ what I saw over here too. So this is the second time I record this because the first time my headset was not on, so there was no fucking audio, so whatever. Then I was watching this idea over here. So the thing I'm seeing over here is that we pretty much broke point of control lower. Then we have the small retest, trying to hold it, failed, move lower. Now again, getting that pullback over here, and now we already know that pretty much we weren't able to hold point of control here. Now when I saw the reaction, I guess like a turn from BWAP. Just I'm comparing just to BWAP. So now we're getting a turn from point of control. I think it's a valid entry for shorts here. Now our stop is protected by opening range low, overnight BWAP. And if you want to argue New York, but the stop for me on this was Bel Air high. And the reason for that, it's just I'm just saying that we're not gonna go higher. from here, and we're gonna move lower. Now, also, if I see price returning pretty much to Bali area high, like if you projected this in your mind, you're saying, okay, longs are in, bro. Like shorts are not the way to go. Longs are gonna be the way to go. So I need to flip. So I think this area for stop loss, I think it makes sense, you know. And also, if I'm not mistaken, following like the volume profile price rotation, if we don't hold point of control, the next target is gonna be Balearic Low. And now I know Balearic Low is pretty much like in the fucking slumps, you know, it's like 200 points away, 300, 400 points away. And I'm not targeting that. I'm just saying that now this is that it was previous support, yeah, support. Now it's gonna be resistance. So I'm gonna play level to level. In this case, the level was previous day BWAP and also the sequel lows over here on NQ. So that was my idea. Again, it's something I've been watching since I guess 2 weeks already, 3 weeks already. I've been just watching point of control more often, if I'm being honest. I think it's really useful, and I think I can find a use case for this thing, for point of control and Baleares once, when we have like this type of market conditions, you know what I'm saying, or like this kind of type of scenarios when I know most likely we're not gonna pull back to BWAP right now, but I think I can find a good entry over here, you know. And again, it was the same thing on ES. The other markup that I have over here, pretty much the same thing. So I added a low of the BWAP over here, but again, it's pretty much the same thing actually. So we broke point of control over here again, try to kind of hold it again. We can't, push lower, retest again, and on this good closure below overnight, sorry, overnight, low of the BWAP. And also we can see the turn again on point of control. We can target the next level, which is the previous day's BWAP. And I know we have this string low over here. Yeah, I was kind of like also looking at this, but the main thing over here for in this case, in this, not compared to NQ, is it actually was previous day's BWAP. So that's gonna be a target for this idea over here. And the only difference is over here, I really prefer the other trade on NQ. And the reason for that is just because, I mean, my stop, it's, I know it's based on the low of day BWAP, but my stop, it's kind of like floating, you know, because I guess my stop can be all the way over here, you know. But since I'm taking the trade based on the volume profile on the point of control, I think it's fair to say that if we go again to Valeria High over here, most likely we're gonna go back to New York. So I just prefer to be out here. And if we're gonna go to New York, if I want to look for another short, I can just take a short over here, just flick for longs. So I think it's a fair take to say that if we go above Bali area high, we most likely we're gonna go to point of control. The next few hours over here. Again, it's just something, some ideas that I'm just seeing, and I want to study them because it's gonna. I think it helped me take this type of trades on this type of conditions. You know, obviously here it was kind of like tough to get a read if we're gonna bounce or not. But I think on NQ was much cleaner today using the point of control. And also because I think our stop it's well protected over here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, these were the two ideas I was watching into the market, and I didn't take them just because I want to study this volume profile setups before I start actually taking those. If I feel confident, maybe I will give it a try, one micro on one of my accounts, but I don't think I'm ready just yet. Just yet. I will be ready, but not. It was not today. The day. And also I wanted to go long, if I'm being honest, because and this is the other thing I was watching. Oh, I didn't watch. I just watched like 15 minutes before because this is the second time I record this. So this is the thing I was watching. So um pretty much we had the big ass move higher and I was okay, but I just prefer to look for longs, you know what I'm saying? I know probably it's gonna be a time for a pullback, which makes sense. You know, we have been running for 2 straight days and no pullbacks on those 2 days. So I mean it's normal we're gonna pull back, but when I was when I in the previous recording of this, I flipped to this um tab that I haven't trained before the higher time frame, and I just saw this that pretty much we top of the ceiling on this previous range over here, and now we're rejecting from it. I was like, oh shit! Like I didn't saw that in the morning because I really did not watch this until I do my recaps like I'm doing right now, and I just use him like for explaining the higher time frame. But this is crazy, bro. Like I didn't notice that we actually rejected from this area that was a previous resistance. That's really interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. Let's see what the market can bring us tomorrow, and I hope you guys learned something from my markups today. And also, I hope you guys learned something from your own trading today. And yeah, guys, we come back again tomorrow. We just take a small loss for today. And yeah, that's it. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.